Hi there, it's just Miss H again. We're just continuing about talking about writing our president essay, and we are getting to the end of it. We are in our conclusion, so we're going to talk about in this video going over the conclusion, what needs to be in it, what it should look like, how many sentences it should have, things like that. So essentially, first of all, I want to talk about our body paragraphs again. So just remember that your body paragraphs were about your facts, and we talked about our opinion and how our opinion is going to support those facts, and I talked about my essay and how it did that. Remember that you're indenting for your paragraph, so anytime that you're writing a new paragraph, so after your introduction, hit enter and then hit your tab key to get your indent here for your next paragraph. Do the same thing for body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and so on into your conclusion. So for our conclusion today, really a conclusion is your final thoughts, wrapping up everything that you've already said essentially in your essay, just restating it and putting it in different words. So in your conclusion, there shouldn't be any new information. We shouldn't be hearing about different presidents that you haven't been talking about in the essay. We shouldn't be hearing about different facts about those presidents. We need to be hearing essentially the same thoughts you've been writing or typing about, just restated in different words. So it's always good with your conclusion. You could always start it off with, in conclusion, because this is your final thoughts. You're wrapping it up. So I start mine off by saying, in conclusion, Ronald Reagan was a better president than Richard Nixon because he was a better role model and served a longer term. So if you remember back to my facts, I had talked about how Ronald Reagan had served a longer term in office, and he was a better role model because he kept out of trouble, and he also had practice in making important decisions and governing people. And I go on to say he was an outstanding president, knew how to govern his people while serving a longer presidency and not getting himself into any kind of trouble. So overall, I say that Ronald Reagan was a great example of what the perfect president would look like. I hope that our leaders of today can live up to the great expectations he set for the future presidents of the United States. So basically, I just summarized saying that I think Ronald Reagan is the best, and this is why, and I give my facts to support that, and I just summarize what I've already said within my essay. So I've restated here my first fact, which was he served a longer term, which was my second fact, and I've restated here how he did not get himself into trouble, which goes with my second fact. I talked about he's a better role model, he made those important decisions, he governed people well, which was in the first fact. So that is essentially what you're going to do. And you don't necessarily have to end your conclusion with a bang or a lasting impression, but I like to do that when I write, and I think that it would be a great practice for you to get into, just kind of wrapping up some nice way you can say, you know, I think my president's the best and he's a good example to lead by, or I think my president's the best and I think that years from now we will never have a president like him, or you can say it kind of any way that you like. Really though, you're just wrapping up what you've been saying. This part of your essay needs to have 3 sentences. Once again, we're looking for a correct capitalization, so making sure that the names of your presidents are capitalized, your first and last, make sure places are. We need to have correct punctuation, so where you need to put your periods, if it, things like that. So make sure that you're wrapping up your essay. When you make your new paragraph, you'd hit enter up here. You're going to hit the tab key to indent to get that indent for your paragraph. So that is essentially it. If you have any questions at all about the whole essay, a piece of the essay, let us know for sure. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the checklist sheet that I'm going to provide for you for the essay. So we're going to pull that up here in just a second. And this checklist sheet is just a way for you to check your essay and make sure that everything needs to be in that essay is in that essay. So there'll be different columns on it for the different paragraphs, and then you'll have an overall column. So we'll pull that up. So as you're writing your essay, you can use this checklist sheet to mark off when you've completed things. And we'll make it a little bit bigger here. There we go. So this is the checklist sheet for the president essay. So you'll see here that you have different columns. So you have your introduction, your body paragraph, which I gave you a hint, your first fact should go here from that Google Slides. Your second body paragraph, which I said your second fact should go here from your Google Slides. Your conclusion, and then overall. Overall just means the whole essay. Everything that you've wrote so far in your essay, everything that you've included. That's what overall is. So for your introduction, you would make sure that you have 3 sentences with a capital letter and correct punctuation. Then you're going to make sure Did you introduce the reader to the topic of presidents? Because that's what we're talking about in this essay. So did I do that? So if you did, you would give yourself a check mark in this box. Did I introduce the reader to which president I think is better? Remember, for this essay, you're picking either George Washington or Abraham Lincoln. So you really need to state in your intro which one you think is better than the other. Then for body paragraph number 1, you're going to get into, does it have 5 sentences? Remember that these pieces of your essay, body paragraph 1 and 2, have to have 5 sentences with correct capitalization and punctuation. And then you're getting into, did I include my first fact about my president? So remember to go back to that Google Slides, go back to that sorting mat, whatever president you picked, this is essentially one of the facts you want to put within your first paragraph. And then you go into, did you include how your opinion and show how the first fact of the president supported that opinion? So did you include your fact from the Google slide? Did you include your opinion? Same thing for body paragraph 2. Did you include your second fact? Did you include your second opinion and how it supports it? For your conclusion, it says you have to have 3 sentences, so just make sure with correct capitalization and punctuation again. And then, did you summarize what you've wrote about so far? And then this part here said, did I restate why I think the president I picked was better than the other one? So just kind of like how I did in my conclusion, I restated why I felt that way. You can do that with yours as well. And then overall of your essay, in the very beginning introduction video, we talked about making a title and a name. So you have your title and name on your essay. Are all 4 of your paragraphs indented? And did I check that I have correct capitalization, punctuation in all 4 of my paragraphs? Remember, you have to have 4 paragraphs for this essay. So use this checklist sheet. It is a guide for you. It is to help you. It is for you to hold yourself accountable when writing the essay to make sure that you have all these components on your essay and that they're done well, because this is essentially what you will be graded on. So you want to make sure that you have those things. So that is all for this video. This wraps up our President's Day essay video. If you have any questions, need any help, email Miss Rose and we will set up a Google Meets to work with you on a certain day and time and we can get that all figured out. So happy writing and good luck.